Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Great to have you in our SAP community YouTube stream. I would like to welcome you to the next episode of the deep dives into end-to-end processes with SAP webcast series. This webcast series, entitled End-to-End Process Deep Dives, was launched in May, and we have covered so far the following business processes: hire to retire, travel to reimburse, source to pay. We also conducted the first session on the lead to cash process beginning of October. I will post the link to all conducted sessions shortly in the chat. Today we continue with the lead to cash business process, and the name of the session is Deep Dive Lead to Cash Subscription and Usage Business for Cloud Deployment. My name is Larissa Brinkman from the SAP Global User Groups organization, and I'm your host. Before handing over to our speaker, let me share a few household rules. We kindly ask you to post your questions via live chat, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. The additional materials of this session, like the PDF, will be available under the same link in the description to the video of today's session shortly after the stream is finished. All episodes of the series could be found under the link that I will also shortly post in the chat. Now we move into the actual topic, and our expert speakers are Martin Herman, who is Process Architect, Cross-Product Strategy and Management at SAP, and Benedikt Höhne, who is Development Manager for Subscription Billing at SAP. With this, I wish you great interaction and hand over to Martin.
Thanks, Larissa. So a warm welcome also from my side. This session is considered as a deep dive regarding the session we already presented beginning of October. So it will show a big part of presentation. We will use an end-to-end scenario to show all the intelligent enterprise integration features we will offer in this scenario. So let's start. Let's have a first look on the agenda. So we talk about the SAP integration strategy as a setup where we want to be and where we want to talk about. We will talk about the lead to cash solution business in general, and then focus on our subscription business. Then we have the demo, and based on this demo, we will have for focus topics. One is the master data integration. The second one is the process blueprints on this one, and then we talk about some useful resources. So let's at first consider the integration strategy we have all about. We talk about the lead to cash. So the business process is the lead to cash process. We consider the business technology platform. We consider the cloud ERP, and we consider the customer relationship management. Regarding the suite qualities, we will have a closer look on. We talk about the seamless user experience. We will perfectly see in the demo. With this one, we see the single sign-on. This means consistent security and identity management. We will have master data replication. For this one, we will talk about the aligned domain models and the integration content. And then, of course, we have embedded and cross-product analytics. So we will have analytics also seen in the demo. And finally, we will have a close look on the end-to-end business process blueprints in the API Accelerator Hub. When we have a brief overview on the entire lead to cash end-to-end processes we offer, then we have the lead to cash for hybrid and cloud deployment. We have the solution business for hybrid and cloud deployment, customer service to field service. Here we talk about mainly the field service management integration. And we have consider the network-based solution process or sales process, which talks about also procurement capabilities. All the pink parts are touched in this scenario here and are touched in this demo. It is the solution business process. So this is the end-to-end process for all solution offerings. We have a strong focus on subscription billing, but this is exactly embedded here. We will talk about the S/4HANA, tightly integrated with SAP Subscription Billing, and all services we use are based on the SAP Business Technology Platform. Just a brief overview about the end-to-end process and which personas will be in. So when we talk about the sales rep, he's exactly the guy who will address it to the customer, who will start the negotiation with the customer, and then finally will come to a quote, to an offering, which is accepted and signed by the customer. And then we jump to the subscription manager and the solution order specialist. So the solution order specialist will manage it from the back end part, and the subscription manager will take care about to release the subscription, to plan the subscription, and finally to dispatch it for provisioning. And then finally, of course, we will entitle the subscription, and we will charge it for a certain time period. Having said this, you should see all this in perfect steps, very impressive, and I will hand over to Benedikt.
Thank you, Martin. So let me share and start our process. So I'm happy today to show you the capabilities of S/4HANA Cloud and subscription billing, especially the integration of it. And I would like to start our journey in the Launchpad of the S/4HANA Cloud system, where we act as a solution order manager, and where we can see the apps that belong to the solution order manager and the different item types of the solution order, such as sales orders, service orders, or subscriptions. So the first highlight is that everything can be started from in the same Launchpad. So we can actually, no matter if the apps run on BTP, like subscription billing, or natively on S/4HANA, access them just the same and adapt the Launchpad and proceed. In our journey, I would like to capture a solution order, and therefore I have prepared a scenario. And in this scenario, I am a vendor of CAD software. So this CAD software is often offered in packages, and these packages are containing software as a subscription, but also more. And for this, the solution order is the perfect vehicle. So I've prepared one of those orders, and we'll go into details here. As you can see, we have 3 item types. The first one is the subscription to our software. The second item type is an implementation and migration project that helps our customer to implement the software. And the last item type that we see in this list is a dedicated customer success manager. And he could, for example, be responsible to facilitate onboarding and user training and make sure that the customer can implement the CAD software and use the CAD software successfully. In this demo, as we said before, we want to focus on the subscription part. So I would like to show you some great features within the subscription. We are now in the subscription item, and I can make all sorts of adaptations and customizings here, because in the B2B world, it's very usual that no deal is the same. This means we need flexibility and we need complex pricing features. So what you can see here is, first of all, an integration to the price calculation service embedded within the solution order. I would like to go a little into detail here and show you the different item types that we have in our pricing. So as you can see below, and we have the price calculation part where it's displayed, our subscription has 3 different categories of pricing. The first one is an activation fee. that gets charged when the subscription is started. The second one is a license fee, which is a typical business model that's recurring price for the subscription. And also very typical, we have a usage-based charge. In this case, the usage-based charge is for API calls. I would like to show a little bit more details about the license fees. So you can see we start with 100 licenses, and this leads to a price, but it's not simply that we multiply this. Here we have another typical business model for the SaaS world. We are acting with tiered prices. And tiered prices means the value of each additional subscription depends on how many subscriptions are already in the deal. So if we look at this contract and we see, okay, they're starting with 100, I want to incentivize them to use more, I can give them a better rate on any subscription license above 100. So I can say, for example, okay, this customer gets a custom price of €9 for everything that he buys in addition. And this is great to facilitate and make it easier to decide for more licenses later on. In addition to that, we have also the option to include promotions such as percentage discounts, and I have also given the customer a discount of 10% here, and this is also possible because of this integration with price calculation service. So stepping back, after these adaptations, I'm ready to release items, and releasing these items means that this holistic solution order that brings all these item types together will act as an orchestration unit. And once the contract is finished, the order is finished, we can now save it, and this will lead to a further processing, and the different follow-up items will be created. So after I press on save, we can see the status has been changed to released, and the integration to the different item types has been started. There's a nice feature which is called a progress tracker. Here we can also have a visualization of this, and we can see that out of the solution order, a service contract was created, a subscription was created, and a project was created. So again, here we have a direct integration. This means from the solution order, we can select the ID of the subscription, and this is a typical navigation pattern as an end user I'm used to. Whenever I click on an ID, I'll get to the business object related to it. And here we can see the subscriptions app in subscription billing being opened. And this is possible because of this tight integration that we have between BTP and S/4HANA Cloud. So in the subscription, I would like to verify that everything is as specified. I can also make some adjustment, because typically subscriptions are long-lasting business relationships. We are not talking about one-off orders. This typically lasts for a very long time, and you can see all kind of details here: renewal terms, duration, etc. What I can also see is processing data, and this is also especially related to our integration. We can see the order, which is the reference to the solution order that we just created and that triggered the subscription. And we can also see a reference to a provider contract, which is again a follow-up document that's used for accounting purposes. And here we have actively decoupled the system. So the way this integration works is that we have events being fired, and whenever these events tell us or get created for a subscription, then immediately after also the provider contract is created in S4. All right, so let's get back from the technical stuff to the more business related object, and I would like to jump into the subscription item. Again, here we have an integration to the pricing features, and we see all the changes that we have just made. So we can see that a discount of 10% has been applied. And we can also see, when I click on the tier that we have this highest tier of €9 now included. And this full transparency is important, as I just said, because we are working with long-lasting business relationships, and the subscription can change over time. What also I would like to point out is another important integration point, which is the technical resource ID for the API calls. This resource ID was assigned automatically when the subscription was created, and this is now the reference for the technical object that is used to charge API calls later on and connects the user to this subscription and enables the correct billing. So as we saw, subscription was created, it's active. So let's see how it looks like with regards to billing data. So I will filter for the relevant bill. And here I can see that 2 bills have been created. So we can see one with €1,244 that's due in two days, and one that will be closed in 33 days. And the reason for this is that we actually have 2 billing strategies implemented here. So the higher bill is collecting the usage over the whole duration of the billing cycle, the whole month. And of course, it has to stay open until the month ends because we have to collect the usage first. The second bill that you see that's actually due first has a different billing strategy. It will be closed in 2 days already at the beginning of the billing period. And it includes 2 charges that we can also have a look at. And these are actually the activation fee and the license fee for the tier-based pricing. And this is to optimize cash flow so that I can get the amount that is certain right at the beginning. I can also see the details here again. I can see discount being applied. And for this, we don't have to wait until the month end and can charge directly. Also, this is very, very typical behavior in the subscription world. So for the other bill, we can already see that something must have happened since we have €100 already charged. And we can also see that since the subscription is already active and the customer could already use it, he actually made already use of that. And we can see usage record of 100 API calls. And it's also actually in detail displayed here when these API calls happened and to which technical resource that I just showed before. So also now it's explained why there's €100, and it's important, especially for usage, to have this full transparency at all time. In order to continue with the process, I don't want to wait 2 days and also not 33. I will close the bills manually now, which then enables us to proceed with creating the invoice directly. And for this integration, again, between BTP and subscription billing, we created integration accelerators to make it work almost effortless. So I will go into the billing due list of create billing document, and I can select the 2 billing document requests that we just saw in subscription billing and start the invoicing process. And as you can see, immediately an invoice was created. We can see again the different items that we had in the subscription. We can see activation fee, license fee, API calls. And what's also happening here, tax calculation is performed. Before that, we were in the B2B world and always acting, always working with gross prices. Here, tax calculation happened. And now that I save, the invoice is ready to be sent to the customer. And that already wraps up the process of creating a solution order. And to nicely visualize this again, at the end, I will show the progress tracker again, because here we can see all of these activities that we just had. We can see a solution order that was created at the beginning. Then we can see the 3 follow-up documents that we just also already saw in this view. And we can also see what followed next. So we have the full transparency at any step. We can see the 2 billing document requests for the 2 bills for the usage and for the recurring and activation fee. We can see the invoice that has been created, and also it goes into the journal entry and the accounting. And with that, I would like to hand over back to Martin, and thank you all for your attention so far. Martin, please, back to you.
Thank you. So I'll share my screen again. So we are back on my computer. And though let's summarize this great demo. I guess it's very impressive to see an end-to-end process running with one role. You jump around all applications. You even do not see, when you do not take care about, you do not see the big differences. But of course, we had a lot of changes and a lot of integration in between, and it's all under the hood. So with this one, that's okay. Start it again, maybe. No, sorry for the technical hiccups. So at first, we saw the seamless user experience, and we saw the consistent security and identity management, and this means that at first the seamless user experience, it is the horizon design which was considered with a new lookup, which is delivered in this year from SAP. And on the other side, of course, we have one Launchpad, and this means that you as a user, you as a subscription responsible person, you have all applications in tiles on your screen. You can order it or bring it into sequence. You can color it what you want, and this is exactly possible with one Launchpad you work on. You have a single sign-on. This means that you are able to sign on only once, and then you jump to all applications you want to. You're in your role, and you are allowed to, of course. So all identities are given automatically. This is a view from Launchpad. This is what I explained. So this was exactly the screenshot from the demo. In your role, you have all applications in one place. So you have here the insights you call. You have here the applications you want to call, and this was exactly the place where Dominic jumped around. Where Benedict jumped around. And when you go to the new Launchpad, then you would like to see these tiles here with the new lookup, and this is exactly what I want to highlight here. The second one is the aligned domain models and integration content, because of course we had a lot of master data around. The question is where to define and where to replicate to. And for this one, I have a quick overview on this one. The first one is when we talk about the business partner. Then the owner is S/4HANA Cloud in this. The domain models, this means the one public shared domain is the business partner. And then you send it via MDI, master data integration, and the consumer in this example is a business of the business partner subscription billing. The other one is a product, and this is even a little bit more complex because we only focus on subscription, and this means that the owner of the subscription is subscription billing. We use not only the header subscription product, we also have a rate element to be more flexible here. It's like a configuration, and these rate elements are also considered in the one domain model, in this common one domain model product. And here we replicate from master data integration or products to the SAP S/4HANA Cloud. And this means at this point of time, you can use it in your solution order in the same manner as you do it for SAP Subscription Billing. And that's exactly what you expect and what you saw in between when we shared the order and you had the negotiation in the solution order and all the stuff around. Pricing is not considered in this slide deck. But pricing was not replicated in this way. Pricing is a way that S/4HANA Cloud calls subscription billing, and subscription billing takes it from the pricing configuration service on the BTP, and then it will be sent back to S4. Therefore, you do not see it here. The big picture, when we consider all lead to cash, that's what I already mentioned. We use the master data integration in the cloud, especially to replicate the product. And we have different owners. Subscription is owned by subscription billing. The service product or the stock material, for example, is managed in the SAP S/4HANA Cloud. I made some blue boxes around and the blue arrows just to see what we touched in this scenario here. The same with the business partner. Here it's a little bit simpler because we do not use other applications who are also able, C4C, for example, who are also able to replicate. So in our scenario, the owner of the business partner is, or the customer in this way, is really the S/4HANA Cloud, and the subscription billing only consumes it for master data integration. This is very fast. And therefore, even when there are new products, you will get it immediately and smooth. When we talk about analytics, then of course it is important to have also a common understanding about all applications. So this means you need a cross analytics tool. And this is the dashboard we use in the solution order. Here we have the solution order profitability, and with this solution order profitability, you can analyze your solution orders, and of course you get all data you have from all other involved applications of this end-to-end scenario. And finally, we talk about the end-to-end business blueprint. Just a quick jump to this one, just to show. We are here in the subscription and usage business. And when I only consider the solution components, so which components are involved, and have we seen? Then we see on the one hand the subscription billing. This is the main driver of the subscription, the owner of the subscriptions. But we also see, of course, the master data integration for the master data. We see SAP Integration Suite, including the integration flows. We see event mesh to trigger all the events and to raise actions for example, for the contracts. We have the price calculation, which we mentioned several times also in the demo, that you can change it. And then, of course, you calculate the pricing, you get the pricing, and then you send it back to S4, for example. And then finally, of course, we also have the entitlement management to entitle the subscriptions. With this one, I would like to say thank you. And we are at the end of the presentation. And with this, some additional questions so far. Just open it for questions.
All right. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Benedict, for the presentation and the demo. Also very detailed demo. We have 2 questions in the chat, and I will start with the first one. The question is, there are a log view to check the item status for each item.
Yes, maybe I can answer this. So there are 2 possibilities. The first one you saw in the demo, the solution order provides an overview of the items that are directly related to this. If you have a more business-centric view and you would like to see where in the process we are. For a more technical view, because the logs can also be technical, there is an integration with cloud application lifecycle management, which is available for S/4HANA Cloud and other solutions. And here you can see all technical logs that relate to the integration in a holistic manner. So that would be the second part of the answer.
Right. Thank you very much. I hope this answered the question. The next one is says, first of all, great demo. There are several feedbacks about a great demo. And the question is about the data ownership. Which system owns the master data?
Yeah, this depends, of course, on the scenario. So in our scenario, we talk about subscriptions. The owner of the subscriptions is subscription billing. We also have a service in the demo. This was the second item line, and the owner of the service, for example, this is S/4HANA Cloud. And this means that we have to replicate via a central place. For this one, we introduced the master data integration, and with this one, we are able to even to change the owner. So, for example, it is possible to replicate the subscription product from subscription billing to MDI, and then me as S/4HANA Public Cloud, I get it, and then I add, for example, a text code because this is needed. And then I replicate it back to MDI. So this way of bidirectional replication is possible, but of course you have to define the owner, and this scenario subscriptions is subscription billing the owner. Thanks for the question, by the way. It was a very good one. Thanks.
Okay, so I can only encourage our audience to bring up questions in the live chat. As I've already indicated, the materials of this session, the PDF of this session will be available for download in the description to this video shortly after the stream is finished. And I've also posted a link to all the sessions that were conducted under the deep dives with SAP Business Process Series. So for your convenience to leverage all the knowledge that is already available on other business processes. I can't see more questions in the chat. I can only thank you, our speakers. Thank you, Martin, for the presentation, and Benedict for the demo. Benedict received several greets in the chat, and thanks for the demo. And I think it was very valuable also from their perspective to see how it really works in the system. I also thank you all the participants of our session today. Stay tuned with us as we will be covering one more business process that we didn't cover so far. And the the announcements will be shared shortly, so stay tuned with us. With this, thank you very much and have a nice day and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.